Okay, so welcome back to the last chunk of the refactoring that I've done in order to make sure I've written clean code and hopefully to build a very good foundation for the beginning of multiple building systems. And I think if I do export a Roblox Godot kind of port kind of add-on, I will probably also add a building system because it seems like every other game on Roblox is a building system. So I feel like there might be some importance to this. However, I personally do like to put my own personal touch in things. So I've never done the system that everyone follows in a tutorial. I'll most likely, if I do that, and then like emulate the process that the people do in the most popular games. Like I'll just emulate it by looking at it. I will not look at the code. I'll look at the end product and then make my own version. And yeah, I'll just go for the shortest path. But let's continue. So I was explaining the function try plant on soil, which is handled by this. And the reason why I just have a function that calls a function and there's no other reason that I could have just put this entire function inside like the if. But the reason why I did that is, you know, it's better instead of like having like 3 tabs and 4 and 5 different lanes and stuff, but also because it's a remnant of the placeholder. So lesson of the day is do not make placeholders ever, and learn how to make things properly from the first try. I'm just kidding. It's fine. This is just a remnant. It's just history. I'm not going to remove everything from the add-on and from the previous iterations that I've done until I have a fully functioning system, because some things are useful for other use cases, and if I am to make an add-on, I don't have to make it as general. But anyways, in this video we are going to be talking about the player controller. So a quick little overview. The player controller is a script that's inside the class player. The class player is just something that came with the add-on and has nothing, right? That's it. The player controller is the most important thing because it determines the speed, the velocity, and it seems to be, and I think I've said this before, it seems to be a pre-written code or something like that. I'm not sure. I have not actually instantiated a player here in Godot ever, but the player controller is very important, right? And so it comes in with just this in the ready. So I had another form written and I've changed it because if the other form was causing some things to happen twice for some reason. So I had a bit of a back and forth, right? Because one, I absolutely hate putting things in the physics process that's not like so important, such as the movement, right? But obviously this is the problem why I've decided to stop here, stop making, you know, progress and just start talking about the code. The reason why is because I might have to use the delta, and I just hate how Godot is acting very, very primitive in that regard. That like if I want to make conditional, or how do you call it in like the clean code thing? I think you call it like something driven event something, right? I don't want to call the physics process all the time, but the physics process, it just comes in with everything, right? Like that's fine. I've added an export right hand so that I could just connect it here and I could just, you know, walk with it. So you go into the player controller, and as you can see, it already comes in with the raycast, the partner, the parent, and then I put, oh, you can't see, right? So if I select the player controller, I could see these things over here. Right, now let's put this back here because I'm very focused right now. I'm very tunnel vision focused. Right, 1 second. Oh, I just went and looked back and realized I do need to work on editing my videos better. But ramblings of a crazy developer aside, let's just focus on this. So we have the equipped slot visual, right? And I am not sure if I were to use this, because I'll be honest, this was confusing me when I was doing the placeholder stuff. And basically here, on equipped slot changed. So this would have to be triggered when the inventory controller makes a signal. And this is exactly what I want. I want the inventory controller to have a signal, right? And then how do you call signals? I forgot, but equipped underscore slot. See, there you go. Emit signals. That's how you do it. I already forgot how to do that in a few. Yeah. Equip slot changed, and then equipped hotbar slot, right? So you go to the player controller, and this will then trigger, right? And then so show tool from inventory index. Obviously this will delete if you had already something else, or if you're equipping something else, it would delete that one and do the other one. I'm not going to load anything in the cache. I mean, technically, I don't know how the packed mesh instances work, but I'm gonna consider it cache enough, right? Just queue free, just delete it, just get rid of it, and call it again every other time. And so showing the tool from the inventory is the important part, because this is when I'm just doing a bunch of if return, little checks so that I don't have to care about this. And then the most important part is I'll just duplicate and I'll just add it as a child. And this is the best part, that because the I was so worried about here they carry the data, right? So these are not all in the same location. And these are not all in the same location. But because this is in location 0, I don't have to do anything different, any type of transformation, and make sure it's in this position. The difference is why I didn't need to do that with the other things that I put in, that I've packed into the planted scene, is that because this one, I give it an explicit position, right? And it's given here, it has here just a position of -2, so it doesn't matter where it was in the scene, it gets planted properly. But that's an even more layer of simplification if I have the tool in the center. And I think that's why actually I think I might have to publish this as an add-on, because it might be of use to other people. But yeah, that is part of the controller that's important. And I kind of find it weird how every time I have a function, I have to do all these checks just to just to catch the errors and stuff. But it is what it is. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. So that's as far as I was doing right now. The next thing to work on will be the preview, right? And obviously the highlight. I don't know how to do the highlight. And that's why I was trying to do some material overrides and stuff. But the way I've imported this, and if you've watched in the Blender episodes, you'll see that I have just joined the entire thing and reduced the materials, but I haven't done topology. So they're stuck in their materials. And I've heard, oh yeah, you could just do, give it a scale of negative, and then it would have a little bit of an outline. I don't want to use visual effects, because Godot has crashed on me, and I haven't even gotten into any complexity in the game. So, So I don't know if I want to do any tips and tricks for the 3D, but I was gonna try and see if I could do a material override or something like that. I'll just play around with all the knobs. If someone knows something about this, please let me know. That would be so nice. Yeah. However, I think that's it for now. I'm just gonna keep this. I've done the code to make this clean, and then finally I've shown you the proper code. You could have paused in the last 3 episodes and just copied, or if you want, you could just wait and see the product. And yeah, that's it. Obviously, these are on a schedule of 2 days upload, 1 day not. I want to keep that schedule, but not everything happens at the same time. So when I come back to do this, because I have some other stuff to do, but when I come back to get back on the game, I will most likely go and do the repeat work, the repetitive stuff of importing the rest of the 3Ds objects. Maybe I'll work more on the other thing. We'll see how it is, but I want to get to a level where I've ported the entire game, and then I can work on the scope so that I can make this worth a Steam game. Because I will be honest with you, the Roblox game looks like it was very highly dependent on the idea that there's randomness, right? Like there's players, there's other people that could be taking the plans. That's kind of what I depended on in terms of making the game difficult, was these different places that you're gonna have to run around, and the atmosphere, right? Because there's a little aspect of stoicism in this game. But in Roblox, you're always online, so there is an incentive to open the game. As for a standalone game, I will have to work on stuff out of scope. That's why I'm really motivated to getting the entire game ported and then looking at what I'm going to do. The other problem I will have to look at as well is how will I render stuff, like how in Roblox, the reason why my ground has all these different aspects to it is because, there's a render distance thing, so it renders per object, and I therefore had disabled some stuff, or like have made like certain strips of land to have certain sizes, right? Because that would have been better for performance on Roblox. But I don't know these things in Godot. So that's why I'm saying that after this video, I will actually, in real life, have been taking a break, and I will be doing research about these kind of stuff, right? Making a bigger map and all these things so that I could optimize, right? So if anyone has any details that they could share with me, I'll be more than happy. If someone is interested in my add-on as is, like the add-on that I like, the stuff that I've added onto the add-on, please let me know. And if I am allowed to take someone else's add-on, change it, and then upload it, I'm not even sure if that's allowed. If that is not allowed, let me know. If I don't hear anything, I'll just do it, because I'm pretty sure that this documentation is one of those like you're gonna have to be in a very, very deep rabbit hole to reach this part of this video, right? Anyways, thank you so much for watching this far, if you have, and yeah, I'll see you the next time. I have no idea what I'll be doing, but yeah, see you then. Bye.